Molly with Katerie Designs and Keller Beads. Today I thought it'd be fun to do this cat. I've been trying to do this cat for a while now. The videos are just taking too long, and so I'm trying to redo them. And what I did was I converted, and for those of you who've been watching me, you know this, but for those of you who don't know this, I back in October, I found this person. I was trying to make a beaded cat, little tiny one, and I found this lady who did ones like this, and I thought they were super cute and be fun, a good way, to have fun and maybe make a gift out of it or whatever. Anyway, so it was in, I'm gonna say Filipino or Asian, and I don't know if they're the same thing. I don't know, but it was something. It was a foreign language, and I watched this girl do this over and over and over and over and over again until I finally got it, and I wrote down the instructions as well. When I was watching her, she was going through instructions herself, so this appears to be an open, plus she was showing people how to do it. So this is not my design. I'm saying that right off the bat. This is just something that I wanted to do in English so that other people could enjoy what I've been enjoying. This is a beginner video. I'm going to be treating it as such, so those of you who've been beading for a long time, please bear with me as I count through the things, because when I found this girl, if she had been speaking or counting in her language, I never would have understood, because the beads she was using are so light and she was going so quickly that it was very hard to tell. I actually had to freeze frame several times just trying to figure out which bead she was in. And, thank goodness that the new phones have that zoom. Otherwise, I'd never gotten it. So anyways, so I wanted to do something that would be easy for everyone to do, but also a whole lot of fun. So, but I'm also trying to condense this down so that it won't be so long, because even her videos were over an hour and 45 minutes in total. So I will do the best I can to keep this at a manageable level, but do understand, teaching this takes a while. If you're going to do this and you've gotten it down, it takes me 45 minutes to do this cat, but it's going to take me more than that to teach you how to do it. So just please be patient. If you guys, if I make a mistake in my wording of some things, because I'm self-taught, my mom and dad taught me some stuff, but I really mostly taught myself. I didn't really get a chance because they were so far away from me at the time to really learn how to, say what certain things are. Don't hesitate to correct me. I don't like being ignorant. You can correct me in the comment section and tell me what it is I'm supposed to be saying. So anyways, without further ado, this is a beaded cat. You can see how colorful and cute. This one's an 8mm. These beads came from Michael's. They were in they were all together and assorted, and about 160 grams is what it said on the box. It didn't give a count, so I bought 2 boxes of it so I'd have enough. And they've been fun to work with because I don't have to ream out the beads like I did on the pearls. The pearls are coated, so you have to ream the bead before you use it, which is why some of the videos failed, is because I spent so much time trying to go through those beads and clean them out, which funny enough, so did the girl who made her video. So here's these cute cats. You can do them with or without the whiskers. This one's my Fu Manchu. For those of you who are my age, you might remember that. So this is a Fu Manchu. If your beads, because they will pop in and out when you are working with them, just take something and pop it back out again, because it's supposed to be animated, 3D looking. So I kept the whiskers. I was going to cut the whiskers, but I kept them long because I actually thought it was cute. So that's that kitty. This is the other 8mm kitty, also video fail. You're going to need an 1.5-arm span of the Omniflex, or 2, if you're using the 8mm, more likely 2 arm spans. You're going to want to coat your ends. I used the oil paint calligraphy pens that you can get at Walmart. They work really well with the larger diameter beads. If you're using a smaller diameter, I would go ahead and use the permanent marker, although be prepared to get it on your hands. And it can get on your beads. That's the bummer part of it. Okay. I'm looking for, so if any of you know where to get these from, these are acrylics, and this was the last I had from the Motherlode bead haul. I kept some of the acrylics, and this is one of them, and this is all I have left from it, which was a bummer, and I cannot find them anywhere in the stores, so they must be online. So if you guys know, let me know. And this one is a glass pearl, and I made an 8mm glass pearl and made several of them actually, which they're all gone because some of you really liked them, so they got taken. Anyway, so I'm gonna need a pair of nippers. I like the flush ones because it's easy to get under the bead and clip just the line that you're looking for. Okay. You're gonna need 86 of your primary color. You're going to need 39 of your number 2 main color, and you're going to need 23 of your accent beads, and then 2 eye colors, or 2 eyes, and then 1 nose. So, and I'm going to move this off of camera because my camera wants to focus on that and not on my work. So let me kind of come in here for a minute. Not that far, not that close. I want to be close, but not too close. I'm trying to put my hand there. I should be good. Hopefully it doesn't come out bad. Let me scoot in here. Now, it doesn't matter when we start. It does not matter what side you use, what side you're going to start with. Let's make sure you don't have a knot in your, which I do right now. Yay! Gotta love the knots, right? All right, so let me get my other end. Now this is very long, so I may go off camera sometimes trying to pull the string until we get going. So I apologize ahead of time. So I have my colors. I did blue and silver. It does not matter what side you go with first, okay? Let me see. Put them on the silver side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to cross through with my blue and grab both ends. I want this to be even. So I'm going to hold on to this and hopefully not go too much off camera. Hold on. This is the bummer part about having long threads. Okay. So you see how my sides here's my number 2 color and my main color. I need my line to be going towards the number 2 color to be going towards the left side. So I'm going to flip it. Okay. I'm going to take my line, I'm going to drape it down, one on one side of my body, one on the other side of my body while I'm working with it when it's this long, okay? Alright, so as I said, I have the directions for these, and this will be attached to either this video or it will be on the Keller Beads page, and if I can't attach it to this video, it will be, there will be a link to it, okay? Alright, so this is the my right side is my silver side, and we're going to be working, adding beads on the right side and going through beads on the left side, okay? So we're going to add our first 4 beads, and the abbreviations and everything that you need is on this, so on the paper, excuse me. Oh, I'm still looking at here. Okay, so here's my 4th bead. Now I'm going to go back through my 4th bead, just like this. I'm going to grab a hold of it. I'm going to put my thumb or something in here so it'll slide down easily, or my 2 fingers. And it gets a little bit discombobulated. I'm going to let it go so it's not twisted. We don't want it twisted. Now don't worry about it all being loose because it's going to start tightening up. Now I'm going to take my fingers. This is the loop I've made. Okay, this is the one I went back through. This is the loop I made. I'm going to grab the other line, the left line. I'm going to pull down on it with my right string so that I've got it like this, and I'm going backwards. Okay, here's my loop. Get that string out of the way. Here's my loop right there that I made on that bead. I went back through it here. Okay, and here's the other string. This is the left string, and I'm going to go backwards through that hole. Instead of trying to fish it through, just pulling it through backwards. Okay, so there's the loop I made, which I call a slip knot in the paper. If it's not a slip knot, I don't know what else you call it. That's my version of what it is called. Okay, so here's my slip knot I made. This is where it goes through. I'm going to pull both sides even tension and tighten it up. Okay, and then I'm going to take my left strand, which is my blue one, and it says to go through one of the beads on the left. So I added 4. Don't worry about it being all discombobulated right now. It will tighten up. That's what this bead does right here. Going through this side will anchor this beads together. See, it anchors them. Now you pull with even tension. Okay, even tension. It's wanting to pop the other way. So, okay, now that was line number 2. Line number 3 is add 3 of the number 2 main color and go through 1. We're going to add 3, the number 2 main color, and go through 1. So we're going to add 3. There's 1, 2, 3. And then go back through it. Grab a hold of my line. Let it slide down all the way. Okay? And if it's getting twisted, just let go of it. It'll untwist itself. Grab a hold of my other line, sticking my fingers through the loop and grabbing the other line, pulling tight and pulling down. And I just pulled this line through that loop backwards. That's all I did. Okay. Now I need to go through 1. So, and since this is so long, it's just going to give me a second to get there. Don't worry about it popping up because it's going to do that until I lock it down with this bead. And then we're going to tighten the whole thing up by holding both sides. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my finger, take both my lines, take my hand, put my finger between my work, and I'm going to pull. Even tension. Don't pull so hard you break it. Just pull it nice and firm. You can feel it. See, now I made a nice little cup for me. Alright, it's locked in there. And as we get going, it'll give you even more locked in there. Okay, that was line number 3. Line number 4 is have 3 of the main color, and you're going to be working almost exclusively with this main color in the body part. Okay, there's 2, and there's 3. 3 the main color, and this is line 4, and go through 1. Now my finger got caught up in that. Now I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Beading is an awesome physical therapy for your hands and for your mind. So, or physical and mental therapy, should say. Okay. See how I add that on there? I just went backward through that loop. And now I'm going to take my left side and I'm going to go through the bead. So we're adding beads and going through beads. Now it said add 3 and go through 1. Now don't worry about it. It's going to pop up a lot like that until you anchor it. Okay. Oops. Where's my line there? My line. I hate when it gets, because it's so long, it's getting caught on other things. See, now there, it's right there. I'm going to pull evenly, and it pulls into place. Take my finger, put it on my work, grab both sides, and pull evenly. Okay. All right. That was line number 4. Line number 5 is add 3, go through 2. And we're working only with this pink color. I will tell you when we change colors, but from now on you're working with your main color. 2 and 3. Go down. Let it go if it twists. Go down. You can pull it down even tighter if you want to. And if you see it twisting, like it is right there, it was twisting, just grab it from the other side where it's not going to be twisted. Grab it, and I'm pulling this line backwards, okay? And because it's so long, it gets hung up sometimes, so you have to let go of this one to pull it through. So now it says to go through 2. Add 3, which I did, and we're going to go through 2. So here's where we're entering in. It's okay that's popping back. This is where they meet. So wherever it meets, that's the first bead we have to go through. No matter where it's at, whatever, how many times we put something on there, we have to put it through where the next bead is. Otherwise it's going to get messed up. Okay. So that's 1. And here's 2. And we're going to take our sides and we're going to pull evenly. One of the things you can do to help you keep on track is no matter how you do this, is always going to look like a pair of antenna coming out of and it's going to look like it's always going to come out at even sides. It's always going to be even. Okay, so take our silver side again, and line 6 is add 2, go through 1. So we're going to add 2. And we're going to go through 1. So there's 1 right there. Make sure they don't get discombobulated. Okay. Now, you have to have even tension, otherwise you're going to pull the loop out, and you don't want that. So, you don't have to pull down the whole strings. You just need to get a nice even tug, and that could be like a little nest. And this is what it's going to look like, and we're going to go up to the top, and it's going to close off. Okay, we're going to go back to our working side, which we're adding on beads. We're going to go to line 7. You might be able to hear my dogs in the background there. Line 7 is add 4 the main color and go through 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. That 4th bead. Okay, so there's our 4th bead. Alright, and it untwisted itself easily with me just kind of going with it. I reached my fingers through, I'm grabbing the second line, I'm pulling down and pulling through, and then pulling taut. Now see how this just pops back up? Don't worry about it. Your next move, just adding 4, going to go through 2, is gonna put it through there. So there's 1, so they're meeting here, so we're going to go through this next bead here. I don't know if this is going to go through 2 of them or not. Yep, there we go. 2 for 1. Okay, so we're a little discombobulated. That's okay. Yeah, I did that. It's okay when that happens because it happens to everyone. So I want you to be able to get it out of there when it happens. Okay, now once I did that, okay, now I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to pull on both ends evenly. Okay, now go back to my silver side, and line 8 is add 3 and go through 2. And you're always going to go around and up. So adding 3, going back through this one here, sliding down. I don't know if you can hear my mom's radio going. And go through here. Okay, so I just added 3, and I'm going to go through 2 on the left side. This is my blue side. This is where this coloring really helps if you have memory issues like I do. Oh, got another 2 for 1 special. Everyone loves a 2 for 1 special, right? There we go. Okay, I'm going to hold this tight and pull taut. That was line 8. Line 9 is add 3 and go through 2. Making sure you're always on the right side where you belong. Because once you get going, if you didn't have these colors, you'd be forgetting where you're at because it looks all discombobulated and you're like, where am I? And you'll forget, and then you have to redo it. The coloring is just really helpful. So there's add 3. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So let's go here and see how I'm grabbing it? So just take my fingers and go right through, just grab a hold of it and pull down. And then pull the other line through backwards. It's that simple. Pull both sides taut. Take my left side, I'm going to go through 2. I get to the end of it. So this is where it comes together. Then I'm going to go through 1. And that pulled it down. And 2. Hang on, I'm hooked on my desk here. The line gets so long, I hooked on my desk. Okay, so there's 2. Take my fingers, pull taut. Now look. And you squeeze them together, they're still even. Okay? Alright. So that was line number 9. Number 10. And oh, here, if you forget where you're at, and you're like, what the heck? Because this happens to me all the time. And, you know, you just go to where your loop is. This is where the loop is. And so we went through 1, 2. So, all right. Back to my silver line. Line 10 is add 3, go through 3. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. If I can hold on to the third one. Go back through that bead. Grab a hold of your end. Pull it down. Let it spin around to where it's not twisted. Pull it down. Pull through. And pull tight just a little bit. And we're going to go through 3. So I just added 3. We're going to go through 3. Now, we go around our work and up. We don't go down. Okay? This is one of the areas I couldn't tell what she was doing because the beads she was using were so light. Oh, here's the thing. This is where they're coming together. Okay? So I went through that bead right there. And I couldn't tell what she was doing, so I messed up and I had to redo this part. So here's number 2. So I'm hoping that y'all can see this very well. Here's number 2. And number 3. And here's where you're going to be seeing, whoops, caught on my desk again. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now I'm going to put my fingers in here and pull. Now these are coming out evenly. See how they're looking like antenna? This is how it looks out throughout the whole entire project. You're going to be looking that way. And once we close this off, you're really having 5 and 6 point circles is all we're doing. Line 11 is add 2, go through 1. Make sure we're on our right side, which is our silver, which I am. Add 2, go through 1. 1, 2, go through 1. Y'all want to hear something horrific? While we're beading and just sitting here being people gossiping. Well, it's actually not gossip because it's about me. Everything's about me. I'm just kidding. No, but it was really bad. I was eating a Tootsie Pop sucker. I was just, because it helps with nausea. So I was sitting there eating it. And it got to the point where you can actually bite into it. And I hit this part that it would not break. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's in my sucker? I had to spit it out, which is disgusting, I know, but it was my tooth. Just like in a horrible nightmare. My tooth, my crown, actually, from my, what do you call it? From my root canal. A crown from my root canal. The whole entire thing snapped off and came out. And then I'm mortified. And thank goodness it's a back tooth so nobody can see it. But if I'm lisping a little bit, that's the reason. At least that's the one I'm going to give you. I'm lisping because of that. So anyway, isn't that horrific? It's like something you would have in a nightmare happen. So this is why we take care of our teeth, people. But I actually did take care of my teeth. I just have a bad genetics, obviously. So, all right. So that was line 11. And line 12 is add 3, go through 2. On the, 3 go through 2. And like I said, we're gonna be working with this color bead until we finish off the body, and then we'll go to the color again for the head. All right, so there's 3. Gonna go through that again. I hope I'm doing this in a manner that's enough to where you can the people who are beginners can keep up. Pull that through backwards without being irritating to those who are more proficient. I think that this beaded cat's a good confidence booster. Okay, so, all right, so there's a 3, and it says we're going to add 3, and this is line 12. Add 3, go through 2. So there's 1. Well, hopefully there's 1. Okay. I don't have my glasses on. I have my contact lenses in, but not my glasses, which I'm supposed to be wearing when I'm doing this, but it really strains my eyes, so I'm trying not to. Okay, so there's 1. Now see, you've got options here. You've got to stay in the circle. This bead's kind of go up and down, but actually you're still staying within that circle. So we're adding a new row right now. So, and there's my neighbor working on their yard. Yay! It's going to be one of those days, but that's okay. So there's number 2. Okay, now I'm going to take my hand on my work, and I'm going to pull taut, both sides. Not one, both. Okay, that was line 12. Line 13 is add 2, go through 2. So, add 2. There's 1. And here's 2. I'm going to pull this down, let it go because it's twisting on me a little bit. Pull this down. Yeah. Okay, I got a little discombobulated. Okay, so I'm grabbing my line. I'm going to pull down and pull this through. Now you see how it stretches over this? Right here it stretches over. So you're just going to have to keep in line with that with your other beads. Sorry. The long lines are hard to deal with, but trust me, you're going to be glad you have them when we get done. Here we go. I'm going to put this through. There's 1. And here's 2. Okay. Now, I put these together. Pull them taut, holding my work. And I look at them, and although they're a little bit different because this is row we've added on, we're still adding on over here. If you put them together, they're still even. Okay, and that's the way, as I said, that's the way it's supposed to. If you're not even, something's not right. And all this is, you can see, they're just little 5-point and 6-point circles. There's a 6-point, the bigger ones are 6-point, but that's all it is. The whole entire cat is made out of circles. So, it's a geometric kitty. Alright, so that was 13. Line 14 is add 2, go through 2. So we're doing that again. Adding 2, going through 2. Because can't talk. What we're doing is we're closing off the cat's body right now. This is towards the end of the body here. Okay, so I'm going to let that go. See how it's kind of twisted up here? I don't know why. There we go. It's got twisted. It's fishing line, that's why. So you're going to grab. Again, we're just going to take our fingers through, grab our other line, and then pull down, secure it, and pull it through. And then we're going to go through 2. Oh, these long lines are catching my chair. They're catching my desk. Okay. All right, so here's where it's coming down. This is where it's going to be. This is where they meet. You can see right here with this loop. Sorry. Right here with this loop. Right down to here you can see. So this is the next bead right here. There's 1. And pull that away here. Pull that through. Making sure you're not looped. And then here we go. So that says go through 2. So there's 1 right here. There's 2 right here. So let's see. There's number 2. Oops. Man, I'm just having a time today, aren't I? If I took off my rings, that would probably help, but I don't get to wear anything, so I don't go anywhere. So this is the only time I get to dress up. So grab them and pull them evenly. Okay. So that was line 14. Line 15 is add 2 and go through 3. Wrong side there. Add. Wow. It's like popcorn sitting on my thing here. I just want to stay in place. We're going to add 2 and go through 3. It's 1, 2, pull that down. Grab my thing. See how it's closing it off? And then we're going to go through 2. Hopefully. So we're going to go through 2. See where they're meeting right here? There's 1. And you can feel it and hear it popping into place. I'm going to go through 2 right here. And if you have to squeeze a bead to get it where you can get the line through, just when you tighten it back up, it will tighten up. So there's our 2 right there. And if you push that down, it's actually not quite, something's not quite right. So we added 2, went through 3. See, I didn't have it right because these aren't even. It's add 2, go through 3. So there was 1, 2, and this is 3. So there we go here. There we go. Now I'm just going to hold that work and pull them both taut. And number 16 is add 1 of the main color and go through, and we're going to finish off this body here. So let me find my left side, or my right side, excuse me, my silver side. I'm going to add 1. I'm going to slide this down through here. Come down through here. We're gonna try to do this because it's getting, there we go. Grab your line, pull it taut, not too hard. You want to be able to go through there without kinking it. See, and we're finished. Now I'm gonna anchor this bead down like I'm supposed to, and I'm gonna show you a neat little trick. I'm gonna put this on pause, and for the starting of the head. Okay, so here's my, I got to anchor this down right here. Go to that 1. Now is where I need to go ahead and meet up somewhere. Okay, so how we figure out with the back and the head. This is a big old head. I mean, trust me, it's a big old head. We have to do a lot of bead work on this. Okay, so the head, here's the base of the body. Oops, here's the base of the body. Is what we just finished off right here, and it's not very tight. Hold on. All right. So here's the top of that 5 point. This is the top of the, right here, which you're looking at right there. The head actually sits on the back. You can see how the head sits on it. You know, it sits back on that. So what we're going to do in order to find out where to put the head. Now you don't have to go with this. I mean, you can have one solid cat and just do it however you want to. But if you're using these colors and you're doing the color schemes that we're doing, not necessarily the color, but the scheme we're doing with the 3-part color, you're going to see you have this butt area that has 2 little patches on it. So if you take it and you're pointing the top of the head towards your body with your strands going towards you, and you tip this just like this, okay, you're going to see these 2 here, right here. The colors closest to you, the number 2 color closest to you, which is on my right side, are these 2 colors right here, or this color this 1 bead right here. Okay, it actually comes up. If you come through here and follow it up through here, okay, you're going to have it right here. Yeah, sorry, I got lost there for a second. You're going to come right up here, and this is the line you're going to cross through. This one, sorry, not that one, this one. Because it's right in diagonal with that one. So I'm going to take this line. I'm going to put it through here. Excuse me. And actually I'm going to go through here because it's going to be on this 5 point here. So it's right here. It goes into this one right here. Because these are the 5 beads we're going to work at. And you're going to have this right here with this right here. Okay. Or if you did it right here, actually, right here where this is going through right here, that's the 5 you're going to work with, because I went through. This is my brain problem. This is why I want some Aricept or something for my brain. Okay, so just what I said. Here's these colors closest to you. You're going to follow a diagonal up here, and this is going to be the center point right here. So here's your, where the beads are connected to these 5, right there, and you just go to that middle one, which is on the top. It's this middle one here. And I'm going to cross through with my beadwork those beads. So I'm going to cross through, I'm going to come around with my silver, and I'm going to get that there too. Okay. Cross through that, and then go through. And then go through this one here. So they're crossing through. Oops. Alright, so now I'm cross through, and I'm going to pull that tight. Now, where this is at, as I said, and I kind of messed up there a while ago, so, but that's fine, everybody does that, so don't feel bad if you have to take the whole thing down, because I've done that too. Alright, so anyways, as I said, we're sitting here, and here's where the 2 pieces are coming out, and we have these, this is a 5 point, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's connected to this bead here, which is connected to the first beads on here. So that might be an easier way for you to do it. This one's not actually hitting the diagonal as I normally are. It's like a little bit off. And that's my tension. Your tension needs to be good. You know, if not, I pulled it, I didn't pull it every time like I should have. Alright, so there we go. So you have those 2 beads here. They're connected to the center bead that's connected to the 5 beads. Whatever. Alright, so this is where you're going to start. Not up here. You're just going to tip that down and right there. And so when we come back to do our head, we're going to start right there with that. So I'll be back.